stress, post-pregnancy weight issues, a poorly nourishing diet, toxic waste buildup, lack of movement or exercise were all factors I had to work on to regain health and balance in my body. I held on to about 20 pounds, 15 to 20 pounds, and I did not expect to release 20 pounds by making one change to my daily routine. So this is a part of my story. Some years ago, I decided to make changes to my diet, to how I ate, to remove the items that I didn't feel were nourishing to my body. So with that change, I felt the difference. I felt energized. I felt vital. I had this overall sense and feeling of well-being in my body. But there was one area that just didn't seem to be changing. And that was the extra 15 to 20 pounds that I felt were excess weight for my body. So about a couple of years ago, around February 2022, I made the decision to start walking and to be consistent. This is an activity that I have always enjoyed but never fully grasped the impact it could have on my health. I walked but not consistently, which I came to realize is key to the change I experienced. When I decided to walk consistently, it was mainly to unwind. It was to connect with nature. It was to have a meditative moment. I didn't realize or imagine nor expected to see such change in my weight. I just wanted to walk with just the expectation to feel revived after a good walk. And surely walking gave me energy. And something I realized too is that when I walked, I did get a really good night's sleep. So my routine started with daily evening walks. I walked for about 1 hour, and that 1 hour was not planned. I didn't plan to walk for 1 hour necessarily. What happened was I walked at the park and I decided I would take 4 laps around the park. It's a fairly big park, so by the time I made 4 laps, it would be about an hour. I realized that that was a good marker for me. 4 laps in about 1 hour. So I continued this routine 5 to 6 times per week, even daily sometimes. And I was feeling really good keeping up with this routine. I enjoyed how I felt during the walk. I enjoyed how I felt after the walk. And during the walk, I was with myself. I was in the moment. I was enjoying the quietness, or even if there were some noises around, I was able to tune in to the moment, to my inner self, and connect to being in the moment. And that I really appreciated. There, it's like I found divine peace. It was solitude to me. So here I also got downloads, inner standing. For me, walking is exercise. Walking is healing. Walking is detoxifying. Walking is meditative. This is a practice that has brought me peace. It's a place of sanctuary for me. I didn't know I could become so in touch by walking. I became attached to it. My body loved it. My body and walking, I felt, were in tune. They were like aligned. My mind needed the walking. My body needed it. My spirit became revived. It's like I could sense a purging, a release. But at the same time, I was being rejuvenated. And little did I know the profound shift my body was undertaking. So about 4 weeks later, I realized I had lost weight. Not just losing weight, but around 20 or so pounds. I wasn't checking my weight when I started walking. It wasn't something I was focused on, and I really wasn't thinking of nor expecting this change. Like I said, I was doing it to unwind and to have that vital feeling that I would get after taking a walk. So when I took a moment to look at myself in the mirror, is when I noticed there were changes. And certain clothes I had not worn in a while were fitting loosely. I was not obese. I'm not one whom you would say I'm one you would say had about 20 pounds to lose to get back to what I would consider a regular or normal weight for me. So that extra weight I felt was just there. It was just sitting on my body, but it came off by me incorporating a consistent walking routine. It is said that the last 10, 15, 20 pounds are the hardest to lose. But I tell you, I got rid of that whole 15 to 20 pounds in a few weeks. I love walking. I respect walking. I appreciate walking. And I guess what I did realize is, although I had shifted my diet, there was this other aspect that I needed to make as a part of my routine in order to release that weight. And whatever that was that I needed to release, I did it through walking, through moving my body more consistently. And I think that is the key, being consistent. So that worked for me. That allowed my body, whatever my body wanted, whatever it was waiting on, to shift to where I thought was a normal weight for me, moving my body and allowing my body to come into balance through walking is what did it for me. That is my experience. Because like I said, I changed my diet. I was eating more foods that I thought were nourishing and what I felt were more compatible to my cells and my DNA. But it went to another level when I walked and walked on a consistent basis. So I know that practice caused a change in my body. And I do understand that it was a process of detoxification. It was things that I needed to release, let go of. And it's not just for me, it's not just letting go physically of stored fat or toxins physically, but I believe by walking, I was able to release toxicity emotionally and mentally. And being able to do that, it brought my body to a state of balance and harmony, which allowed me to release the excess baggage. Because I know what is true to my body. I know the way that feels right for my body. Just the same way I can tell when I eat something immediately, if it's not aligned with my body, I react immediately. I have that body that doesn't wait a day or two or a week or a month. It's just going to tell me, hey, I don't like that. Don't do that again. Otherwise, this will be the outcome. And I do have to respect that. I respect my body. I love my body. I love the complexities, the mysteries, the way my body just knows how to tune itself. It knows what it wants when it's out of alignment, and it's going to tell me. And when it's more in alignment, it tells me as well. So this is a part of my story, my journey in losing that excess weight. And hopefully this can be empowering to someone to understand that even our bodies are similar but different because of lifestyle, because of practices. So we do have to seek out what works for us. But there are just some things that are just true to healing and true to what will help us lose weight, gain energy, keep off sicknesses and illnesses. And if we just tune into those practices, if we just watch what we eat, make the mental decision, the conscious decision to shift in what we use to fuel our bodies, because what we put in our bodies is either going to build us up or break us down. It's simple. So the important thing for me is to continue to help my body in that detoxification process, so that while it's working to detox and cleanse my body, I'm also helping it to be rejuvenated. I'm feeding it with nourishing foods, herbs, right? And I'm using those as tools to keep my body in balance. We do need to make sure our bodies are detoxifying. Otherwise, we'll just have a buildup of toxins that just sit there. This becomes excess weight. It becomes diseases. It becomes sickness. It becomes pain. So, in retrospect, I know that it was a case where my body just needed to let go of what did not serve its highest good. And by incorporating this additional practice of walking, of moving my body, of exercising, I was able to release and let go physically, emotionally, mentally, and at the same time to be able to build up my body, revive my body, rejuvenate my body, and not just the physical, but the spiritual. Because it's all connected, and if we seek to be in alignment, we will come into that balance of health, mind, body, and spirit.